truck looked all set up for off-road. Sloop Imports, they called it. S-L-O-O-P. I think that's what it said. Downtown Steamboat Springs. Normally I would stay there to the right or the left, but that's the way traffic is right now. I'll probably end up going back there. Space station gas. When I was working here, that wasn't up and running. It was there, but it wasn't up and running. So when gas was $5 a gallon. '07, '08. So the name Steamboat Springs ought to tell you something about the area. Volcanic activity. There's some bubbling up right here in these ponds. I don't know if you can see it. I've never checked those ponds out to see if they're hot. I assume they might be. But there's definitely bubbles rising. One thing that was cool working with the guys out here in Steamboat is once people got done with their routes, they would go hop on other routes with other people, other drivers, to help them finish up as well. It was pretty cool. It was totally a team effort. Instead of finishing your route, say, I'm done, going home. They go, hey, anybody else still working? Let's go help them out. So that was actually pretty cool. If you take this highway up, if we keep going straight, it's like a total scenic byway. It's pretty nice. I don't know if I gave myself enough room. Technically I didn't, but I'm all right. Last time I was here, it was a full-on snowstorm. Where are we at? Where are we at? Good thing is we're that bright thingy. Okie dokie. Whoop, sorry about that. I keep forgetting my mic's plugged in. I think we're gonna hit our flashers and pull over right here. I'll see if I got some footage of doing this up this hill in the snow. I think I do, but I'm not too sure. I still have it. If so, I will post it. Anyway, see you in a bit. So we are done with that part. That kid was like, what are you doing wearing shorts and a t-shirt? And I'm like, well, these guys aren't going to let me go. I had to create my own way. I go, I don't deal with the heat too well. I do better with the cold. And I go, I'm from Grand County because we're right next to each other, county-wise. And he's all, so he can't, he goes, I'll be out there in a minute. I'm like, all right. So then he come in out there and goes, Dale, I'm freezing. He's all bundled up in a jacket and everything. I'm like, you're not used to this yet? I'm from Texas. I go, boy, if you got your work cut out for you, are you going to be here for a while? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you're going to have fun climbing this hill right here, and you're going to throw chains on that forklift. And he goes, oh, man, I don't even want to look forward to that. And I go, you'll get used to the temperature. I go, when it's 20 degrees outside and the sun's shining, after it's been 20 below for a couple of months straight, you're going to see 20 above sunshine as t-shirt weather. State trooper right here, pulling out of his barn. And I go, you'll get used to it. I don't know how. I'm like, yeah, you'd be surprised. Anyway, we are off to Grand Junction. I need, there's a Harbor Freight load, 4.5. I need 6 hours. And we got 8. But I need to get over there. I don't know if I can do it in 2 hours or not. It is going to be a close call. Anyway, see you in a bit. We're leaving the high rent district. Watch my speed. I hate that thing. Lane departure warning. Little residential community right here. Look like regular houses, but they are mucho dinero. Mucho dinero. In fact, the people that work for Wasted Management live in other towns, like half an hour away from here. So they have a commute daily. We will get ourselves over to Craig and then on down to Craig to Rifle, go through Meeker, and then I-70 westbound. Hopefully we have enough time to make it back to Cheyenne. I don't know, we'll see. They usually have portable scales on this highway. I've gone through them quite a few times, helping wasted management out. The landfill's up here on the left. I'll show it to you. You really can't see it, but I suppose you can a little bit. A lot of this area here is subject to flooding from the Yampa River. I think it's the Yampa. Y-A-M-P-A. It's fun to dance at the Y-A-M-P-A. That's why I'm not a singer. Eagle Soaring RV Hookup. There's a roll-off truck right there. That would be the competition. I guess 4 Aces or something like that. They have one in Vail called the Honey Wagon. Yeah. It's a nice little cabin for sale. Probably 1.5. Depends how much land I reckon it goes with it. This is the East Fork of the Elk River. You guys got some nice cars over there. You had the 70s Toyota and Nissan 240ZX, 240Z I guess, a 240, 260 and a 280. That's the landfill over there to the left. You see those buildings? But then they go up into the hill. Some really scenic areas around here. You get off of this highway and get back in there. There's a big old coal mine, 29 mile or 20 mile, I think. Little town of Milner. Kick it on down. 55, stay alive. It's even expensive to buy here. So we got a half hour to Craig, and then we got Hayden. Turn left right up here to go to the landfill. Right here. Anyway, we'll see you in a bit. We're cruising along the Yampa right now. It's over here to our left. Won't be doing no fishing. Time restraint. Even if I was on paper log, no fishing. These leaves didn't seem to peak very well. Their colors aren't, bam, they don't stand out. Kind of look dull. Just a little bit dull. That's the Yampa right there at the left. Your Highway 40 westbound. See you in a bit. Cross over to Yampa. And there is a power plant. Generate the power. State troopers are pretty thick on this highway at the moment. That burns coal, but it looks pretty clean to me. 20-mile road to the left. One time I was ripping through there. That's a beautiful highway. Takes you to Oak Creek to here. what the number of it is. Let me see. Can't see the sign. Try to read the signs backward. But anyway, it was just rolling hills. And I was in a sports car, and I was with my daughter, and we were just ripping up the highway. And I came around one corner, and boom! Seen a state trooper sitting there. I was like, oh no. And I just, boom, go flying right past him. So I just pulled over as soon as I found a safe spot, which was pretty quick. I pulled over, just sat there. Here he came, boom. He goes, I suppose you know why you stopped. I'm like, yes, sir. I apologize. He goes, what the hell were you doing? And I go, well, I didn't think there was anybody out here, and this road is so fun. I was just having fun with it. And, you know, with the handling of the vehicle and the power, and I was going over, I don't know how much, but I know it was way over, and I just thought I was out here in the middle of nowhere. I didn't think there was too much people out here. And I apologized, and he goes, oh, hang on a second. He ran me and everything, and he had tattoos all up and down his arms. He was a pretty lax officer, and he came back and he goes, look, I can see why you were doing it. It is a nice, beautiful highway, but you need to always be doing the speed limit. You never know. You can come around, somebody could be stopped, and you can make it a big old mess. I'm not going to write you a ticket, but if I catch you doing it again, I'm going to hit you hard with it. I go, you won't see me do that again. All right. And I got so lucky on that. But I mean, like, I believe honesty is the best policy, and I was just being honest. That's what I was doing. The road was fun. It was windy and curvy, and there was nobody on it. I thought I was free. Nope. That's probably why he was out there. He knew the lure would catch somebody. Right? Coming into Hayden. The town of Hayden, Colorado. A lot of the people that work in Steamboat area live over here, about 23 miles west of Steamboat. There's another state trooper. Wow, and another one. And another one. So, I wasn't exaggerating. They must have something going on in town there. That Cadillac drove by it, had some sound to it. This is a hunter town, just like Steamboat. Not Steamboat, but Kremlin. There's another state trooper right there. There's Wasted Management right there. Looks like they're building a new station here. Twin Enviro. That's the other competition. There's my old job right there. Right hand side drive. The way we do it in the mountains, you get out and do each can. You don't have a machine that reaches over, picks it up and dumps it. You have to get out. Which kept me in shape. Alrighty, we'll see you in a bit. Well, we timed this one just right. Just slowed down and boom! Green light. So another state trooper passes, by the way. The Yampa River. Guys ain't got a whole lot much more time to finish this road work. We are southbound Highway 13. My camera situated there. This angle gives a little bit better view of the fall foliage. Coming into a little town up here. It's more of an intersection, I guess. There's a couple of buildings. A few houses sprinkled about. Hamilton. Hamilton, Colorado. And that would be about it. Look at the wildlife zone, October 1st to June 1st. Usually in the evening, that'll mean your speed limit drops by 5 miles per hour. But you do got to keep your eyeballs peeled. We're just north of Meeker. Highway 13 southbound. Coming into Meeker. So we got to pull over because we just got a phone call. It says we left with a pallet from Steamboat that we should have taken off. So basically we just have one extra pallet. And I know better than that. I've been doing this job for a while. So unless it's up in the nose, I don't know. But we're going to pull over here right now and find out. Get a spot to pull over. Saying basically that the paperwork said 4 pallets. I gave them 6, and they said we shorted them a pallet. So they're never. I even told the guy they're never right on their accounts. But anyway, well, this is what you got. This is everything I see. So unless there's something up in the nose, I don't know, but we will pull over up here and have a look-see. I know for a fact, though, that I did not leave with one of their pallets. I always do that because I double-check. But it is worrying, though, when they say, hey, you have one of their pallets, and it could be, but I looked and seen that there wasn't anything else left. So we'll see here in a minute. Anyway, this is Meeker, Colorado, hunting capital. They like to hunt over here. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. So that's Grand Junction. This one right here, Grand Junction. This one right here, Grand Junction. Grand Junction. All these, I'm pretty sure that's Grand Junction. Let me get to it. Grand Junction. Grand Junction. I don't know how I missed one. But anyway, there's 1, 2, Grand Junction, and this again, Grand Junction. And all those are furnaces. Unless they have it in the nose, it's not in this trailer. Okay, so we're done. We took that trailer to Fruta, swapped it out for this one here. I'll let somebody else finish that one off tomorrow, delivering the rest of the plumbing supplies. As far as that pallet, they said that I forgot to give them, and that I had to go back because I forgot to give it to them. And I told the dispatcher, I'm like, look it, I always check that stuff out. Remember I said I don't think I did it? Well, here's what happened. So this outfit ordered it from another outfit, which is all the same company, but they ordered it through an air conditioning place, the Win Air. So what ended up happening was they put the label Grand Junction. So my load consisted of Steamboat Springs and 3 drops in Grand Junction. So the paperwork for Steamboat Springs said 4 pallets. I gave them like 6, plus 2 water heaters, which wasn't marked on there because I read the labels. Well, I leave, and I double checked. I'm like, well, Grand Junction, blah, blah, blah. So I leave, and then they said that I have to go back. My dispatch said, you forgot to do it. You have to go back. So I pulled over, I looked, guess what? I didn't mess up, but I did. And here's how that happens. So they wrote Grand Junction, big old bold, across the top, where I always look for the company, the city that I'm dropping off to, because they do it by city. The first pallet, I'll look at the city. That's the city I'm at. Okay. If it's 2 or 3 in the city, like Grand Junction has 3, only 1 in Steamboat. So I looked, I saw Steamboat, I kept pulling them out to the back. Here you go. Here's the Steamboat, here's the Steamboat. Okay, all I got left is Grand Junction. Okay. I checked. Everything said Grand Junction. But one of them said down below that in the address section, attention Steamboat Springs. I never look at that unless I'm looking at the address. A lot of times they have a number. Like, I'll just throw a random number, 679. So on every pallet you'll see a big 679. So you pretty much know that goes to this store. And you look at another one, another pallet, a big old 481. So you know those two don't go together. But then you go fine tune and you look at the label, and now you know, okay, so I saw Grand Junction. Boom. Disregarded it. Well, they told me that just go ahead and go back to Grand Junction anyway, because it wasn't my fault. In other words, they ordered it through Grand Junction, then Grand Junction is going to have to deal with getting it to Steamboat. Funny thing is, it's closer to Denver than it is to Grand Junction. But that's what it is. They should have done something. Like, hey, we ordered this part. When's it going to be shipping? When's it coming in? Okay, when it's coming in, I'm going to look for it. That way, when I got up there and said, hey, look it, we're looking for a certain thing. That should have been a no-brainer. They should talk to this distribution center and say, look it, put a big label on here for the driver. That was the very first time it's ever happened to me. But now that's one other thing I have to look out for. I've done it before. I dropped something off. I didn't look back further. They had another pallet. I get to the next spot, and I'm like, dang, I have to go back because this pallet here belongs to the place I just left. You don't do that about 1 or 2 times and you figure it out. Needless to say, I zeroed down on that. I make sure I'm back there. Hey, I want to make sure, and so, like I said, my glance, I saw Grand Junction. The big bold letter was Grand Junction, and then in the fine print where the address is, they put attention Steamboat Springs. I didn't see that. I saw Grand Junction. That's not yours. That's not. If the guy was pulling it with the pallet jack, I'd look at that. I'm like, hey, bud, that's not yours. Go put it back. I would have done that, but I was the one unloading it myself. So I don't know. Kind of sucks for them. I reckon they'll get it figured out, but it doesn't affect us. Which really would have been kind of a bad situation, sort of. I don't know if I would have got paid for that or not. Probably not. The bad thing is it would have ate up my clock about, what, 4 hours of not being paid. That'll teach you to look at the labels, right? Anyway, so we're going to Steamboat Springs now. Sorry, I'm in the kick with Steamboat right now. We're back to Denver. We started out this morning. We went to Denver, actually Aurora, Steamboat Springs, Fruita, back to Denver. Now I sent a message to my dispatch telling them, look how clear that Colorado River water is right now. This is in Grand Junction where it's perpetually brown. This would be nice to go hitting for fish right now, but that river is constantly full of silt. Anyway, I'm supposed to go to Cheyenne, see if I could make Cheyenne, but with the construction traffic on 13 and a few issues here and there, being in the, running in the mountains, you just can't make the same distance that you can on a freeway. So I told her, I go, look at, I can make it back to Denver. I can make it back to our yard for sure. That I can guarantee. But I will be out of hours, or close to. I might have like 5 or 10 minutes left. It's 4.5 hours from Grand Junction to Denver to our yard with a heavy load. This is only 30,000, so it's 15,000 pounds light from a heavy load, lighter than a heavy load. So we're going to be able to clip it. Instead of being 4.5 hours, I'm going to say 4 hours and 20 minutes. We left with 4 hours and 29 minutes. So I'm thinking we might have a window at 9 minutes left. Of course, we're going to hit traffic on C470. Anyway, they got it rescheduled so that somebody else will take it from me and take it up to Cheyenne. So it's not a bad run. Would have been really bad if I did mess up and had to go back to Steamboat from Meeker. Anyway, I'm going to try to get these videos up sooner. Not so far apart. The ones I did 3 or 4 in a row because they were up in the queue ready to load, and I didn't miss this last weekend. Oh man, I got sicker than a dog. I got this 24-hour stomach flu or something, boy. It started out as a little stomach ache out there at the flea market. I thought it was because I was eating some peanuts from the Roadhouse that I got the night before, a little brown baggie of them. So I was eating them out there at the flea market, and my stomach started to hurt. And we went up to lunch, started hurting more. Later on in the evening, started hurting more. And then it kept on going, and felt like somebody punched me in the stomach. And then it would ease off, and then it felt like I got punched again, and it was just miserable. So I ended up hurling a few times, and the next day I slowly felt a little bit better. But it's a good thing I was off on the weekend, but yeah, I didn't feel like doing anything. I was not in a very good spot. But anyway, my stomach was a little bit queasy this morning. I was drinking a bean-to-cup coffee. Today would be the second day after that, and but it did go away a little bit later. So I do feel okay now, but still a little leery. We are in Debec Canyon right now. I want to catch this oversize on a right-hand turn for him. As you can see to the left, he gets a little bit close there. But he is supposed to stay in his line, which we got plenty of room. So anyway, we'll be back to Denver about 5:30-ish. We left at 5. So about 12.5-hour round trip. Not too bad. Colorado looks good right there. Looking good, Colorado. So, not sure where we're going next, but we did help dispatch out. We were able to help solve a hard situation. See, I don't like doing this here like these guys. See that they hang out with each other? I don't like doing that. I don't want to be around nobody. In prime, they're the slowest trucks around. Speed limit 65. I'm doing about 68 right there. I gotta back it up a bit. Now we're back at 65. I think the biggest problem with those situations is they cluster up like that, and then as you come up on them by moving to the left lane and you're coming up to them, at that time they decide they've had enough of follow the leader and they move over right in front of me or other trucks. I see it happen all the time. So I don't know why truckers do that. They do that in the wintertime too. Cars do that as well. That's why I say when they seem to run in packs. The canyon's looking good today. Temperature's up to 71. When we started out this morning, it was down to about 16. The calm before the storm. Yeah, it kind of sucks on that. There was like a furnace or something like that. One pallet. I even moved it around. I was moving it. I go, no, this is not yours. And it was. But because it says Grand Junction all over it, the big label, Grand Junction, I even told my dispatch, I'm like, I look at that, I don't give it a second look. I look at it from a distance. As soon as I see another city, I immediately disavow it. I don't investigate any further because but if, like I said, if I'm going to Grand Junction one, then you're going to look at the addresses. You're going to look at each one because it's all the same city. So now you got to have the store, the right store that you're delivering to, and that's when the numbers come into play. So today's Tuesday. Most likely I'll probably be going out tomorrow morning. Could be Texas. Could be some long Texas runs. They'll probably send me away from the snow. Which I don't really care if they do. I'm itching for it to cool down, but I'm not so, it happens every year. You get a little anxiety for the snow, but then once it starts snowing, you're like, what was I even worried about? Even with all my experience, all the years I've been doing it, I still get that queasy feeling at the beginning of every season. I don't know what that is. But we'll see what happens. We're supposed to get 10 inches up here in 2 more days. So we'll see what happens. If we get some winter video, great. If not, it's not going to be far away. Okay, so that's it for Debec Canyon. Thanks a lot for riding shotgun with me. We'll get some more video out. Probably do some more filming today. Not sure. But at least we get to keep the wheels spinning and we didn't backtrack today. Didn't lose any money. Had it been my fault, then we would have been backtracking. But anyway, until the next time, thanks again and enjoy. Peace.